So it went.
That was
Awful.
horrible. Sorry that we're 30 minutes late starting. We had technical difficulties. We ironed them out, and we are ready to go. Thank you so much for those that have resubbed. We got a 16-month in a row subscription from Fritchow, which pales in comparison to 21 months by Beatrice.
Hey, will not
best.
even stay subbed. You'll never beat her.
Yeah, never.
Really pales?
No,
16
I
to
know.
21?
That's exactly what I
Look, they're
said.
both very, very impressive. I appreciate all of
5
your
more
guys'
months.
support. Yeah, but percentage-wise, I mean, it's like 30% more. So, also, I'm pretty sure that he's actually done it for 20 of the months. It's just been 16 in a row. So.
Oh my! Hype.
Yeah, I was bad in the
Whoa,
early
we got
days.
a hype train started, guys. This is our very first hype train. So if you maybe it's not. Maybe we have one on the hype train, but a hype train is when enough things happen quickly that like you can start trying to gain towards extra levels and unlock extra emotes for all the people that are a part of the hype train. So if another person were to sub right now, then that would put us over the tier 1 finish of the hype train, and then all kinds of craziness would happen. It would be very cool. It is very cool regardless. This is exciting stuff, because who knew that 21 months in we'd actually get to almost the first level of a hype train. So guys, we've made it happen. We've got
Boop,
there.
boop,
Oh,
start
Chaz
somewhere.
gonna drop in some beats. Dropping the beats.
5 whole bits.
The 5 whole biddies. So
Watch an ad real quick.
yeah, go watch some ads and get me more bits. We're late, but I do feel like it's important for us to kind of do like an around the table to talk about things that have been going on. It's been a weird week. Obviously, like stuff is happening here in America that is not exactly the most fun to talk about, but like I think it needs to be talked about. I actually really considered canceling tonight for purposes of like it didn't feel sort of right to just go out and play like a game when all this crap is going on just down the street. And but just figured like if you know some Black streamers, make sure that you're supporting them and reaching out and to all your Black friends and stuff like that. I don't know if anybody has anything that they want to say or any feelings that they are just kind of wrestling with and want to talk about. If not, that's fine. I just wanted to at least acknowledge it.
I think it's important. Thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that. I mean, I know that like the people that are watching right now are us. So, but I think that it is something to like just have in the forefronts of our mind, and and understand. I think the biggest thing is for the people to tackle like our understanding of like what our privilege is in the world, and like how it's it's something that I didn't think about when I was younger at all. So
why would you?
Right. Well, I mean, you're conditioned to think a certain way, but it's sad that my views have to be challenged now like this. Like I wish I could have like had someone teach me differently, growing up. So I like though I like working in the school system, I have experienced this idea of cultural proficiency and white privilege and deep culture and all that stuff. When we talked about it, it's still like you're always unpacking and understanding new things about that, and
It still amazes me in this day and age, after all the growth that we've made as a nation and everything, like we are still having this issue. And like this has been going on for forever. And I can't.
It's one of the things where, like, on the individual human scale, I understand because you're going to pick up what gets put down, by the generation before, fine. But it's that the systematic, happenstance that can't seem to be, gotten out of the system. That's the part that drives me bonkers. Like, I can understand, individuals, sure. That's, how I can understand how people get to be that way, but how we can still have our system, especially one that seems to be leveraged, we purportedly is leveraged on, the peace and prosperity, liberty for all, the right for everybody to pursuit of life, pursuit of happiness, those kinds of things, and that it's still so far back on such a base level in the system itself before we even get to the individual people that that's depressing.
Well, I mean, I wonder, I mean, when even 3 years ago, I wasn't having these conversations, so, I just think it's about, even though we think, well, segregation was, 60 years ago or 80 years ago or things like that, like, it's still, it's like, as you said, Ryan, it's like systemic in our society, and like in it's a systemic problem that, and because we weren't talking about it honestly as white, as a race, then the systemic problem is just always underneath, and I think that's, people talking about it is important, and I think, as Jay said, it's uncomfortable, but it's, it's worth talking about. So
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, like what we've been wrestling with is how we're going to be handling these discussions with our children who are young, 8 and under. Felicity we talked to Felicity on Friday, just kind of like with a overview of kind of what's going on, and just to kind of prep her, because we're trying to decide what the right thing is to do, because we don't want to do like the ignore it kind of thing and perpetuate issues, and we want to make sure that there's kind of just some knowledge that there are people that, whether they know it or not, are hurting the family members in our family that are Black, and like that we love and we adore, and that we're always around, and I love my niece. She's absolutely amazing, and she means the world to me, and she's a huge part of all of our lives, and she's knowing or like hearing what she's going through from the perspective of someone so close to us, it just it hurts, and I want my daughters and my sons to all be aware of that, so they can make conscious decisions, because like you said, Kurt, 3 years ago we weren't having these conversations, or they were just starting to crop up,
Right.
honestly. So and I think it's good to be moving in that direction. So on a lighter note, Wade graduated high school. That was awesome.
They did.
Yeah, and they got all kinds of cool goodies. It was so much fun to watch that celebration reveal. That was really cool.
Yeah,
thanks for letting us be a part of that.
Yeah, well, thanks to you for being a part of it. I mean, that's, support, like Wade, their transition from, where they transitioned, so not just in school but also individually, and yeah, so like the people that supported them, it was beautiful, it was wonderful. It's also like, I see like some little kids in the background, like I saw Ryan, you had some little kids in the background. I'm like, it goes so fast, like it just like I can't, like they're graduating and they're going away to college, and I'm like, I'm sad actually. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna get like this other thing that so many things are wrong in the world. We're having this pandemic too, but it's been awful because the way the things have been addressed and people are really suffering. But for me, and it is because of privilege, it's been so wonderful to have like my children with me, while I take care of other children in school. But it's been nice to have them home and just be with them. So thank you for, they loved what you, like, they thought your thing was funny. Coronavirus. I got this, roll 20,
I like wrote 4 different versions of it out, and it was like I workshopped it a bunch and kept explaining it to Ilana what the joke was, and she understood it the first time, so that made it more funny to explain it each time. She really played along with it, which is always good.
It's good
so.
when you're getting a new laugh each time. So
I mean, there's funny.
Totally fresh. Too.
Yeah, there's a goof in there when you have to explain the idea of rolling a disadvantage and getting the 2020, but also that it's the year 2020 and they're graduating in 2020. So
right, yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, I don't know. I just stuff was on my mind, and I just, like I said, I debated whether or not we were gonna play it all tonight, and or if I was gonna call it and just host some other streamers and go raid other people and with whoever wanted to hang out. But I think that I think what I landed on was that we would play because it's nice to get your minds off of the crap that's going on too from time to time. So that's what we're gonna do. Who that doesn't have advantage currently? I'm looking at you, Kyer. That was here. Actually, I guess Spangle can do a recap because Spangle actually watched the episode. They missed it.
Watch the episode, yeah.
Yeah, but Ryan went in and watched it. So I would love a recap actually from Ryan today because that would be awesome if you're up for it. If not, I mean Kyra's there, so that's the.
As always, I'll definitely
advantage.
need help from the team because I gotta. Thinking back on it now, it's actually a lot easier to remember like when you've kind of lived through it as opposed to like watched it. But on that, I'm not sure if I sent an email saying it, but after like watching you guys, I was actually almost kind of glad that I wasn't there because it was just such fun listening to you guys. Like even without being a part of the story, like except for when Jason is there doing an impression of me doing an impression of that was kind of like meta and weird and enjoyable too. But you guys are fantastic and it's an absolute pleasure to play alongside you and a pleasure to just listen to you guys go on. So thank you for the experience on both sides of the screen, as it were. Although really I guess technically it's really just one side of the screen because you're always on the anyway. What happened last time? Gosh. So you guys had gone to chase down Joe the intern. And I think you caught up with him and then you went back to the hotel. I can't remember what came of I feel like you tracked Joe down in the woods or something like that.
Yeah, we did. And just to add that we ran into two farmers and they were upset with us going into the orchard.
That's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. You're remembering it better than I am, apparently. Yeah, you guys were trying to spy on Joe, who was talking with some people, and so you guys were hanging around the orchard and the farmers got mad at you for doing that, and I think you made the situation worse.
Well, I will tell you that those farmers are whack. There's this whole thing. I'm telling you, this whole area, this Fandolin, we think it is a sham. We are living in some crazy arse area. The farmers are whacked, the houses are whacked. The houses are an old rodeo town. They have facades on the front and the backs are all whacked.
They're all crappy outside and have a really nice patina kept up on the fronts facing the roads, and out back are just shoddily put together.
Right, and we had never seen that before. And we also, there was a wizard that the reason that we needed you and we really missed you last week is something happened with Beatrice and Corbin. You guys, it got blinded, and it wasn't even they didn't even get to do a save. So that's why I was like, this is dangerous. This is real powerful magic, because usually, little meta here, you would be able to do a save of some sort. So you just got blinded right away.
I'll say they just knew it was so awesome because I was able to shoot an arrow very well from a tree.
Yeah, and you did shoot that arrow very well.
Maybe that was Carpe Diem.
That's what you did
there. I can't take away advantage that you don't have for a bad joke. I guess I could give you a disadvantage.
The field was being manipulated by magic, and then we started heading back to we started hoping back to find Joe the roadie. So go ahead.
I don't remember what you guys. I don't remember what happened with Joe the roadie though.
So we could never caught up with him. We tried to get to him.
That's why I don't remember you guys.
Yeah, no, we didn't get up to. We tried to find him. you know, what though I did write down something that Jay said. He said, because I casted a spell on that wizard and he failed. He had to tell me. I cast a suggestion. He had to tell me what he just had the conversation, and it said we can't have him talking. This is what well, I'm assuming it was a wizard. I don't know. So the wizard, the only thing I could hear was that he said to Joe was, we can't have him talking. He's just one of the roadies. And so that was what the wizard said to Joe in his conversation. So I don't know what that means. But that was all I picked up in the conversation.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then
your blind selves came back to the inn,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you were going to help Tolbin with something.
So Tolbin was acting strange.
Yes, you put Tolbin to sleep.
I put him to sleep because he was acting very weird, unlike him, and not Kair.
There's something that snuck upstairs.
Yeah, Corbin. Yeah, Corbin. You heard something. Did you figure out what it was? I can't remember.
We don't know
You
what
just
it was.
No, we never figured it out.
No.
You were just sending lightning bolts up the stairs or something like that.
I threatened to do it.
Did you not do it?
I
didn't
cast the spell.
You did. You cast Dissonant Whispers.
Cast Dissonant Whispers, and I struck it, but I did not. I was going to shoot lightning.
Okay.
I didn't because we only have one more of those, and I was like, I'm kind of concerned about it.
Just the Dissonant Whispers.
Yeah, just use Dissonant Whispers. And then we went upstairs to find you to heal.
And then busted into Spangle Luxie's room when Spangle Luxie wasn't there.
Right. Well, I was concerned.
We also needed your help. Okay.
Concerned that she might need a moment of privacy.
Listen.
You don't know what she might have been doing in there.
I would have been
very private.
So you were chilling with the band members.
Yeah, whatever you were doing, I want to know what you were doing with the band members.
Allegedly.
No, that's what no, because I rolled a 20 in perception, and that's like she was with the band members. I mean, you know, but we went into your room, and you weren't there, and you came in, you prayed to the goddess and healed their blindness, and then the band members came up, and they were acting weird. They were acting really. Oh, we went into the rooms, and the only room that's furnished is your room, Spangle.
What?
Yeah. So we started
that
opening.
Can't be right because
it's supposed to be sold out, right?
Yeah.
They're empty. They're not even. There's nothing in them, except one of them has a probable bowel movement in it.
Come on.
What do you mean? Come on. That's what happened.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
There's alleged bowel movement in one, but because the band wants to take us to their room,
right?
And I think
that
I don't know.
Awfully trappy to me.
And they were like, I don't know if they have you. I jumped out the window, and I don't know what happened to the team. Right. I told Beatrice to come with me, but she was like, "No, I'm going to go back with them." I'm like, "Okay."
And you left like an illusory voice sitting there singing where you were before.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then your plan, I can't remember where we cut off, but your plan was to kind of come back around and then spy in their window or something like that.
I was trying to get to you guys to save. Like I just think that like I don't know. I don't know what my plan was at that point. I didn't think I should go with them, because of all the craziness that's happening in the town. Like there's the facades of the building. Tolbin is possessed.
Empty rooms.
The empty rooms. The farmers were weird as crap. Like we had like, and they were able to walk really fast. Like they were able to walk. By the time we made it out to the inn, the farmers were already at the end of town. And I don't know why we know that. But I guess someone saw them way down at the edge of the. Well, I wrote it down.
Looking out the window.
Someone saw them.
Maybe
They, were
you.
they move like inhuman speed. It seemed like. I mean, I know that I'm not a human, but I can't walk that fast.
Humanoid.
Humanoid. They moved in
Human.
humanoidy speed. So I'm questioning everything about this town. I'm feeling Twilight Zone-y.
Do, 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 do.
Tin hat theory.
That's X-Files, but carry on.
So
Yeah.
close.
Yeah,
So
but
that
that's
I
all
mean,
similar. Like I couldn't remember the
See, it's
Twilight
that kind
theme.
of attitude, Jason, that's causing all the problems today.
I don't think that's
Damn.
true.
Called out.
I'm pretty
So-
sure it's not the same. Okay, what is the Twilight Zone theme? Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. Now I remember. Thank you. So yeah, that's where you guys are. That was an adequate recap. Let me give some advantage. Boop. Advantage Spangle.
I don't feel as though I deserve that.
It's okay because
Advantage.
Clovis already has it. So you done did it. You done good.
Hey, you're the only one that doesn't have advantage. Yeah.
It's
Silly-
okay.
silly
I don't roll well
Kyer.
even with it.
Silly Kyer. Tricks are for advantages.
That's true.
Damn.
So that's where we are. You guys were in various places. You have Clovis is out the window, leaving a cloud of prestidigitation smell. And you didn't need to do anything actively
No, it's
in
the
there.
singing. It was the singing.
I know, but can't you make a scent also?
I could do that. Yeah, if I wanted to, I could. But that would be non-magical. I could just do that.
Right.
You know, if I wanted.
That's- on command? That feels magical.
I feel like it would not be a bonus action.
Okay. All right.
It would be a different action.
That would be the full turn action. Maybe 2 or 3 turns.
The way I go, it's probably 4.
Right.
or
If
5
that
turns.
only takes up 6 seconds of game time, then
Oh,
it's going to
good
be
God.
more than
I'm
6
more like
seconds.
22 turns.
I usually do that in just kind of a half turn, just kind of.
No, don't half turn this way. Half turn the other way. Keep it that direction. That thing's loaded. So you, a few of you are upstairs. I believe that Chaz and the band all kind of sauntered off towards their room, and Chaz
Beatrice
in the last
Beatrice-
moments. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Chaz. So that was what Chaz said. This is our room, and remember, I hear everything.
Yeah.
Actually,
In a very ominous kind of way.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what do you think that meant?
it meant that he heard our conversation.
And we know that something's up. And we're not sneaky.
Or that you,
Nope.
yeah, yeah. I guess
We tried.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what that means?
I mean, I feel like you know.
I mean, I know, but
He's making it up on the fly. He
You
has no
know?
idea.
yeah. No,
We're just gonna do out of that town. He's gonna be like, "Come on."
the only reason I needed the recap was so I could know what you guys thought you know.
What we know, yeah.
So because I know all. I know all. And you guys can't,
Debatable.
you can't see me in Skype or in Discord, so you have to wait to see what I'm actually doing on the stream. I put my hands up like that and said all and showed how much encompassing I know.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's good. Hey Sarah.
I don't know which occasion of that I'm seeing because I swapped
Yes.
screens for a sec.
Oh, then you missed
Oh,
it.
he
said hello.
Yeah,
He
I
only
guess
has
I
one
did.
monitor right
Uh-huh.
now.
Your video card has HDMI and then a bunch of display ports and DLDVI, but I only have HDMI ports.
Oh, we'll get some HDMI to.
We ordered some.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry about that, Anthony. How do you
It's
play
fine.
with 144 hertz on HDMI? You can't
I
do
don't.
that. Stop
I've
it.
got 60.
Ugh.
Ah,
I
boo.
just threw up in my mouth a little bit,
Oh, it's okay. There's worse things that could happen.
I guess.
Yeah, really.
All right, so you are the party is split as is often told not to happen. You have split the party. And once Clovis is outside by himself, there's a huge earthquake and the entire town splits in half. And, no, there's
And then God says, "Why did you split the party?"
yeah, then you're just not supposed to do it. So,
You know what?
but you
I-
guys
I s-
are you're good to
Fitted those
go.
rules.
Oh,
Okay.
don't you dare spit at those rules. I'll make you regret it.
I already
Um,
regret it.
One other thing to bring back to light, just so it doesn't get forgotten, is that you do still have quests at the board in town.
Yes, the the 3 quests are the South Dwarven town that
that needs to
Corbin
be
really wants to
cleared.
go to, the magic sword that Spangle and I want to go to, and the
And the
orcs
angry
that no
orcs.
one wants to go to at the Falcon Lodge.
Yeah, and there's also still the mountain toe, the gold
Oh,
mine
that's still
place.
there.
Yeah, that one's
That's
still
still
up
an
there,
option.
still
Gold
available.
mine quest.
So I can say that just as your kind and benevolent DM, the results or the rewards for the other newer ones are way cooler than the stuff that you would get at the gold mine, though. So
Yeah,
Probably just be gold.
we're just not gonna go that one.
pass. But
Pass.
who knows?
I'll take a strong pass on that one.
So what are you gonna do? What's the next step? You have another hour and a half before mic check. I don't know if that's what we left with beforehand, but that's what I'm going with now.
Check. Bye.
Sounds
I-
about right.
Well, what
So-
are you guys doing upstairs? Because I
Well,
just
the,
jumped out the window.
Chaz and them, they have since gone to their rooms, right? They moved on.
That is
They
correct.
didn't like drag us. Okay.
No.
I think we should go meet back up with Clovis. He's probably freaking out. Is
I'm
my
freaking
vote?
out. I'm freaking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's not the first time. He just jumped out of a window. I don't quite know why. He could have
Yeah.
just pooped.
I believe Spangle would certainly go rejoin the rest of the party.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good call.
Call and regroup. All right.
So you guys gonna
Yeah,
go
so,
downstairs and not pass the their room?
I'm not
and
prepared for that yet.
Yeah, we're gonna regroup.
Unless we want to drop Clovis a
We
rope
never split the group.
and have him climb up the rope, or he could just.
No, no more ropes. We had our fun with those.
That's fair. With
regroup.
strong ropes. All right.
So as you descend the stairs and turn the bend, you notice
Cool.
that there is a tall elf standing at the front door or the entrance to the Stonehill Inn, standing at the check-in desk, kind of looking left and right and looking for somebody to check him in. And he's just standing there patiently waiting. He has his bag and a like a quill in a scroll, like when you go to a convention and you have those the containers that you put posters in. He has like a container for like it looks like a quill and parchment, and he's kind of just waiting there patiently looking around, and Tolbin doesn't seem to be anywhere in sight. Tolbin typically would be the person that takes care of getting people checked into the inn.
I
Is
took
Tolbin
care of
not
Tolbin.
in the.
In the
You left
chair.
him
that
propped up at the
placed him
table,
in.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's somewhere in a chair. I think maybe by the fire. I don't know.
But if he's not there, then he's not there. We've only ever seen him at the end, right? There's no one else that works it.
You have seen a waitress that had helped with serving, but she doesn't seem to be there now.
Okay. You know what? I think we should move on because we don't work at the inn, and we can go and get Clovis, and then maybe we can circle back because I assume we're gonna go back into the inn after we get Clovis, unless y'all want to run.
So, what's the race of the fellow with the
He's an elf.
Elf.
Okay, okay, just remember that.
Should we talk to him?
Well,
Well,
as you start past him, he says, "Oh, excuse me. Do you know who runs this fine establishment? I would like to check into my room for the evening." He's just generally asking your group.
As this is happening, can I like do a perception check into the door, see if like to see if like what's going on, see if I see anything, like what I see? 'Cause
Yeah.
I would have.
I think that's actually exactly what you did at the very end of the episode. You had hopped out the back window and you had kind of walked into the
Oh, you're right, I
road.
did roll.
And I think that you were when you
Oh,
said
that's what I saw.
yeah, you
you're
just
right.
saw the other people, those farmers from the orchard down south.
And that was it. That was the only people on the road I saw.
That was the only people you could make out, but there still were people milling about. It wasn't.
Okay.
It's not. It's the same amount of people.
Okay. So I would like be turned in, looking in the door, and I'm like,
So
I'm
that's
trying to give them. I'm trying to give them the stab motion in his back, like stab him in the back, like kill that guy.
the elf.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you guys, like I'm trying to signal my team, and I'm just seeing if they're on the same page.
I'm not on the same page.
Nope.
The
Not about randomly stabbing people.
Yeah, well, so Spangle and I are kind of on the same page. I'm like, yes, like.
the elf looks at Spangle, who seems to be miming towards the door, and just kind of like stares at them for a moment, and then looks in the direction that they're looking, and looks behind themselves, and they see a small little halfling bard doing.
I roll a stealth check.
Okay. They do not see a small little halfling bard.
Because the window to the door is
It's just, the angle is perfect for it. You're just obscured perfectly. So they look outside, they see nothing, and they look back to Spangle, who's still quizzically trying to figure out what you're miming, and plays it off as though they have BO. So the elf is, well, if you happen to find the proprietor of this fine establishment, I paid for room in advance, and I would very much appreciate any assistance checking into my room. If you are staying here, maybe you can tell me who I'm looking for.
I'm gonna be looking for Tolbin, but doesn't look like he's around. I'm sure he'll be around in just a minute. He might be rounding up his goats.
Ah, a goat herder, very nice. I appreciate a
heard of
man who truly loves his goats and cares for them. I shall wait for him patiently and hope for his soon return. Toblin, you said?
Tolbin.
Ah, Toblin, I'm sure is what the DM has said many times, but it seems right.
Well, I'm pretty sure I wrote it down as Tolbin, so
Wrote it down wrong.
Fair enough. Agree to disagree on this one. Thank you for your assistance. And your name?
hi, my name's Spangle Lexi,
Ah, it is very nice to meet you. I am
elf priestess of the goddess. At your service.
That is quite the title, elf priestess of the goddess, Spangle. And he takes your hand, and he kisses it in a very like chivalrous manner, and he says, "Well, I am here to cover the big concert, and if you ever have any questions, I am Hermione, and I'm happy to help. So please, I'm sure that I'll see you for this large shindig." And he just sits down next to the on the stairs with his bags, and he's waiting.
Nice to meet you, Hermione.
And that is he's just hanging out, and nobody else seems to be coming or going. You do know that Clovis is outside inciting murder. So
I'm going to casually make my way to the door, and whatever's opposite from where Hermione is, I'm going to be like wiping the kiss off.
yeah. So he didn't seem weird or anything besides cordial and gentlemanly towards you guys, but you guys hanging out in the entranceway or going somewhere else?
Well,
I will also go outside.
Yeah, because I don't. Spangle didn't have any idea how he got out there at this point, did he? So this is like all kind of
More of a
where
where is
kind
he?
of thing. So I figured he probably had good reasons. So we'll kind of get away from in front of the door, figuring there's probably something afoot, knowing these guys.
Sure. I'm just fixing something on the stream so people can see that that was a stealth check. And hopefully not breaking other things.
Time will tell.
Alright, don't
Why you gotta say such things?
please
What?
please don't tell. Nobody noticed. I could have just said nothing and you guys would have thought I was just checking my phone or something. Also, checking my phone.
Now's the time.
So, are you leaving? Are you gonna go meet up with Clovis?
Yeah.
Yes.
You leave and there's Clovis.
I take as soon as they leave the room, like I grab their like Spangle's hand and I'm like, come with me, and I like walk them around the building and I'm like, first I have 15 of the 17 goats and I show them the goats. Okay.
No wonder Tolbin's taking so long. He can't find his goats.
And I look up, I'm like, no, Tolbin is possessed. I put him to sleep somewhere in the inn. I don't know where I put him. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay. Secondly, we have a bigger problem here. That elf has got to go.
Wait, what?
Why?
Did you guys see the killer aura emanating off him? He probably sounded terribly. What did he sound like? Did he sound daunting? Was he like, ah, like, or was he like, hello, I'm gonna kill you, like that?
Very gentlemanly.
He sounded like a reporter. He's a reporter, right? Right, Dungeon Master?
It seems that was the case. Yes.
Okay.
A
That's what he claimed.
reporter. Yes, a reporter that came to Phandalin to cover a concert that plays everywhere. I'll buy that when, we find these other 3 sheep for this plan, because we got to steal these magical items from this guy named Chaz, because he's a complete drow bag.
Who apparently can hear all of our conversations. By the
He
way,
probably can hear this.
probably
Hey,
heard
Chaz,
us.
Chaz, you're a drow bag. Just want to let you know. Spying on our conversations.
Super derogatory term for what it's worth. If you're
Would Spangle be aware of Hermione, the elf scribe reporter? through
Why do you think they all
pop
know each other?
culture?
we're not gonna do this, Anthony. The give me just an intelligence check. Yeah, sure. Give me an intelligence check.
I don't have a pop culture.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's a save against pop culture. Fritch fails. He has a -20. Like Fritch has the person, not Corbin. Give it that intelligence.
Boop.
No, you've never heard of Hermione. But he looked like he was dressed like a reporter and as though he had the appropriate utensils to do the job. So yeah. So we got 1 vote for kill and
The
some
vote is not kill.
and 1 vote at least for not to
1 to
kill.
1. That's fine.
Well-
That's fine. 1
well,
1. Okay,
well, we could always
just
go
hear
in
me
and
out.
Can we interrogate him without
Okay, I like where we're going. Okay.
without killing.
without
well,
killing
no
and
killing.
harming?
Corbin,
A,
well,
a safe interrogation, perhaps a
Someone
conversation.
dies. If
I
someone
feel
dies
as
in your
though current
entire
events is taking a toll on this game, guys. Honestly.
Yeah, that's it. Well, as long as you guys stay 6 feet away from him, I think it's fine to interrogate him.
We could wear
Okay.
masks too, extra.
Here's my other idea. Okay. Now, I know this one's far fetched too. Okay. My other idea is the band is actually the only good people in town, and everyone else is evil. Because if Chaz can hear us, no, listen to this. I know it sounds crazy, but if Chaz can hear us, right? He can hear us. He can hear everything we're saying. He knows what we've been thinking, and he's still going about trying to get us to play in the band. But maybe he doesn't know that the town is the way it is, right? So what I'm thinking is that the band, probably good people. Chaz, he's a jerk, but not awful. Everyone else, evil. What do you think about that? You're thinking, Kairos, his wheels are turning now.
Oh,
That's a possibility, right?
I'm perfectly fine to talk with Chaz personally. I feel
With
like
Chaz?
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he would have a outside perspective. They might even be coming here to check into the town as a whole, seeing as we're all starting to think there's something funky going on here. We haven't really traveled too far out of this town to see what other towns are like necessarily. So I'm
Because people
perfectly for
put
talking.
more thought into their fronts of their buildings as opposed to back. It doesn't make them bad people.
Correct, which is why I'm perfectly
Yeah.
fine to talk to Chaz.
Okay, well, no, they're bad people. And where I grew up,
All about
in
appearances, man.
it's exactly. They're all about appearances. They're not all about smoke and mirrors, not about what the substance, about what really makes it. And where I grew up, people, you built your house in the front the same as the back. I mean, that just happens, In
But
low,
also, if you can be lazy and not necessarily keep up your backyard that much, because nobody's gonna see it, so you don't have to worry about people judging you. It just might be they're just lazy. Okay.
Yeah. I say, for example, Clovis and Spangle kind of shows off her immaculately pressed pantsuit that she's wearing. I think she changed into the red evening wear, with the turtleneck and still the that not lovely chainmail like kind of over top of it. But otherwise, there's still like a pressed jacket and the pleats in the pants and stuff like that, and polished shoes. She's like, I keep a good facade, but that doesn't make me evil.
yes, but your back and front look wonderful, Spangle.
They do, don't they?
And then because you're so
I ship
fancy,
it.
I do a spin in my cloak of many fashions, and I change it to have just this beautiful tie-dyed kind of psychedelic color, just change my cloak, and I'm going, and I strike a pose, and I'm like, yes, let's go talk to them, Kair. You go first, and I'll be right behind you because
We could
That's a
you're bigger.
great idea, guys.
we could always
Talking
just
is great.
talk to the reporter that might have been following them through other towns and seeing if maybe they know
maybe
something fishy.
maybe he has reports on other shows. Maybe they'd be interesting to hear about.
No.
I'm willing
Sure.
to talk. Let's go. If you think it's safe to go back in, that things were we had that weird person go in that I think was touching Corbin weirdly and made him feel uncomfortable. And then we
Let-
had what you don't need to tell me about it. I just took care of it with the dissident whispers. I didn't want you to feel that.
The bad touch.
The bad touch.
I say maybe the traveling reporter might have some inside scoop
All right,
on other weird happenings
Beatrice.
elsewhere.
I think you should use your charm and try to talk to him.
I don't know. Spangle here is the one with the charisma.
Let's do it. And I go in and open the door.
I'll be back up. I'll be
we
back.
we walk up and I just fling the door open, and I
Wait,
say, we're all going back in. So I say, and what is this bar called? This bar. I said, "Welcome, traveler, to the Stonehill Inn."
He stands up and he says, "Oh, are you Toblin or Tobin? I'm not sure.
It's Tlobin, I think.
Toblin?
My name is Cloblin, and I am the proprietor of Stonehill Inn.
Ah,
Oh my God.
the gentleman behind you must have had your name incorrect. My name is Hermione, and I'm here to check into my room.
Yeah.
Could you please give me?
Let me check my ledger, and I walk over behind the thing, and it's very high, and I'm trying to reach it, and it's really actually comical because I can't. I'm flipping pages.
Wait. I tell him to wait. The room is free if you can answer us a few questions.
Well,
And-
this is
He
my
already-
inn. This
he
is my
already
inn,
paid.
Master Dwarf.
He
Master
already
Dwarf, this is
paid.
my inn. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, Hermione. Though I would love to comp you a free room, this person does not speak for me. And I keep flipping papers. I'm flipping them, but I clearly can't read the papers. It's just this is all for show. And then I say, "What did you say your name was again?"
Hermione.
Hermione. And I keep flipping, and I'm not seeing you in here.
It may have been booked under my employer. Is there a room reserved for the reporter from the Floating Stones?
Reporter from Floating Stones. Yes, there is.
That would be me.
Okay.
I,
Hi, reporter from Floating Stones.
you can
Oh,
call me
I get it.
Hermione.
Hermione, reporter from Floating Stones.
Yes, that just Hermione. It works fine. But could you please? I believe that they've already paid for the accommodations.
It does look like it's been paid in advance. I just have a couple questions for your room. Do you want smoking or non-smoking?
Non-smoking, please. Do
Okay,
people
and
still do that? Is that
I
still offered?
we just ask. We ask, but we don't really let you do it. If you would have said yes, I would have said okay, and I would have taken you out back and brushed your teeth out with charcoal.
Ah,
Um,
yes, like
uh,
mom.
right, yes, just like mom would do. Um, Another question. It says here, pets? No pets?
No, no
You
pets.
don't. You're not having pets in your back. What do you have? That tube does it have pets in it?
No,
We're a non-pet organization here.
I guess it is my trusty companion, the old pin with quill and parchment. I am here to report on the biggest show of the year.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? Now, this is just a side question. The biggest show. This show has been bigger than the show that's going to be at Neverwinter.
This kicks off their tour. Absolutely.
Yes, but this is not the biggest show of the year.
It's the very
Neverwinter would be-
first
or-
show.
Right,
The
but
first show of an entire tour is the most
Well,
exciting.
I would have said the first show of the year. Let's be honest. Newfoundland, not as great as Water's Deep. My
Oh,
friend here.
absolutely not. You are certainly correct. But
My friend.
this is the most exciting show as it is the first one, and all eyes will be on B4 to see how they perform.
Well, my friend here, Miss Luxie, she just spent a whole afternoon with the band. Do you need any quibbles for your paper? She could tell you all about it.
Oh no, I plan to report on the performance and the crowd and the reaction. But I'm sure if I need any puff piece, I will come for quotes from people that are at the show.
What do you mean by puff piece? And I clearly am a little angry at that.
Oh, I'd like to be a serious reporter. I don't need a fan's perspective necessarily. I want to report the specifics, the hard-hitting things. I don't need to know how the fans enjoyed the show. This is more for the readers of the Floating Stones.
Oh,
And-
don't you worry, Hermione. I think you're going to have a very exciting story on your hands.
Oh, why thank you, Madam Spangle.
Have you followed the band before in their other tours?
I have reported on the band in one of its earlier years, that when they were just an up-and-coming band before they had played many different venues, but it's been quite some time since I've been able to report on B4.
Do they have the same players that they had the last time?
Well, I believe that there's some people that have come and gone, but you have a few of them they've remained. You certainly have Brad and Brad are original members, and Brandon, but I believe that the other one has switched a couple times.
The flute player.
Bradley.
So Bradley's new to the band.
Well, not new.
Newer.
He's been with them for quite some time, but he was not with the band when I first interviewed them.
Do you remember when Joe used to play with the band?
No, I don't believe they've ever had a Joe. There was Barnum. He was I believe he played on the woodwind instruments before Bradley, and Bill may have played before Barnum, but no, I don't remember a Joe in B4. Who
Makes
is he?
sense.
Oh, just one of the best, lute players I think before has ever had.
Interesting. Maybe he'll play tonight. I've never heard. That's what's
Yeah,
so exciting about the first show of a season.
Maybe he will play.
Fingers crossed.
Well, it says here that your room is up the stairs, and I like get the key off the wall. And Master Dwarf, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask him?
No, I'm good. I covered everything.
Now, you've had quite a few questions for me.
I like to know a lot about my.
Cloblin, is it?
Yeah, it's Troblin. I gotta roll the T.
Troblin. Ah, I see. One question for you as the proprietor of this fine establishment.
Yes.
Why is it that you do not seem to have a front desk that is befitting for your stature? It seems like an oversight.
I cannot even. I slam on the top of the desk, and I'm like, and I get on my tippy toes so he can at least see my eyes, and I go, "What the hell does that mean?" And my most intimidating voice. I don't know what I rolled.
You rolled a 13,
Okay.
or a total of 13. You
Yeah.
got an 8 with that.
I'll keep that.
Sorry, is anything you gonna change anything with that? You using
I was gonna,
inspiration?
I'm gonna keep it. I
Okay.
feel like I need my inspiration.
All right, I'm
for
just gonna
later.
roll a contested check, and he's not intimidated. He said, "Oh, I meant no disrespect. It just seems odd that if you are the person checking those into this establishment, that you would want to be comfortable at least."
But it just so happens I won this in a game of dice. I'm a very lucky halfling.
He pulls out his parchment and his quill, and he says, "Troblin. Interesting. Very nice. I'm sure that will make for an interesting tidbit in our piece."
You're hard-hitting piece, not a puff piece.
No.
I land over the keys, I clear, and I walk back into the kitchen.
Okay. So did you actually tell him his room number?
It was the one that was written down on the
Okay. And did you give him keys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was because the key was in the ledger. It was written paid by a reporter from Floating Stones, and I did check that to see if it was true.
Okay. And as you're storming off, he says, "Master Troblin, where may I get some food? Is it in that direction?"
Oh, I can bring food out for you. And I'm like, "Oh, yes, no problem." And I walk into the kitchen.
He says, "It is a pleasure to see you all again. I hope to see you for the big show." And he picks his bags up and he walks up to his room.
And you just hear me in the kitchen, like, knocking pots around.
You did pass by Toblin when you went into the kitchen area, and he is still fast asleep on a chair.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I just mentioned, like, that guy's a jerk. Toblin, this is a hard job. I don't want this job. Sorry, I'm hoping that you're having delicious dreams of blueberry cobbler. That was a delicious blueberry cobbler. Now, how do I make a blueberry cobbler?
So, are you going to provide him food, or?
Oh yes, I'm gonna try to make something up.
Okay.
And I call in. Hey, Corbin, get in here. I need some help. Didn't you skin a deer one time or something?
That's a good memory. I think you did have an animal skin.
Deer skin.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, exactly. The Manicore ate it, but come on. I have this rabbit here and some potatoes and carrots, and I don't know what the heck to do with them.
All right, so I'll try to make a survival-based meal. You roll for it.
That's good. Yeah, you put together a respectable meal. It looks like something you'd put together on the trail. It's not gourmet, but it'll do. You've got the calories at least.
It's food.
So as you are rummaging through the kitchen and the ice box, you actually uncover. You open one of the doors and to the cold box, the ice box, and you notice that there are containers of in there of what looked to be milk. and it's upon further investigation, you see that it's actually like a store-bought branded milk, and it says G.O.A.T. A.T. GOAT with dots. G.O.A.T.
Goat.
Goat. And then
Go at.
goat.
Greatest of all time milk.
Yeah. And that, in fact, that's exactly what the tagline is. They have a little logo, and it's like this dude slamming like this milk, and it's just like GOAT, greatest of all time, goat milk, slam it, brought to you by Surge, like a subsidiary of, and they it is like this wonderfully laid out label, but it is just gallons and gallons and jugs of it, and yeah, it's
Can I examine the milk? Can I see if there's anything shady about it?
sure.
Store bought.
I just want to check
Where
it
do you
out.
find the goats from?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have been tampered with. It doesn't seem to be nothing seems up with it other than
it's not laced with anything, or
no, it doesn't seem
anything?
to be.
Okay.
It just seems it seems weird because it's never, you kind of assumed that he had goats and he was
So I look at Corbin. I'm like, you know what this means, right?
He buys goat milk.
No, he has a lot more than 15 goats.
So
No, of
Maybe
course
he's,
he's
like,
buying
part
the
of-
milk. Of course he's buying the milk. I'm just joking, but like, geez, everything about this is a lie. Maybe we should tie him up. I don't trust him now. I don't trust you. I don't trust. No, I mean I trust you, but I don't trust
maybe
Toblin.
part of a cooperative, right? Because in this modern day and age, even goat milk needs to be pasteurized, right?
Maybe he's owned by Surge.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Kaya, what are you thinking?
I think it's
You
so
know,
suspicious.
I think we should wake him up and ask him some questions. I don't
Wake
think we
him
need to
up?
tie him
You
up.
think you're gonna wake this guy up? Okay, let's tie him down.
Should we tie him up and then wake him up?
I don't think we
Tie-
should
tie and
him
wake?
up.
The old
tie
tie
him.
and wake.
Okay.
I think
Toblin,
I
he's our
think-
friend.
Spangle. He was not our friend. He was possessed.
I think the five
By
of us
a
could restrain him
demon.
if we needed to.
It was a demon. I'm telling you. Ask your goddess.
Demon, I'm telling you.
Yeah, ask your goddess. Do you
Okay.
sense something off of him?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he was not the same Toblin we know and love.
I'm with Clovis. I think we should tie him up
and hit him
interrogate.
and hit him.
No. Converse. No hitting.
We can
A
hit
tie,
him.
a tie and talk.
If,
Why don't you guys work on dinner, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to pray to the goddess and see if maybe the goddess is going to give me some answers about it. How about that? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go
yeah.
find a quiet spot to pray. Okay.
All right.
And Spangle's gonna walk out the back door.
Right. I'm gonna make another crappy survival dinner for us.
And I'm not doing anything, but I'm like, I have all
Ooh.
the.
that is a crappy one.
Sorry, guys. There's bones all over the place in that thing.
Oh,
It's just bones.
his bones
But-
and fur.
But okay, so Corbin's making it, but I am making it presentable. So I would like to roll a performance check or something to like
To dress
you
it
know,
up.
like,
I don't
for
think you make that
presentation.
better.
for presentation. Like so,
Sure.
I'm just like I have like the spatula, and I'm like in one of those Neo Wanahana restaurants. I'm doing all that. I'm
Yeah.
actually not cooking at all, but it's more of a performance. But I'm gonna use my advantage
Okay.
because I actually want to. Okay, that's better, but not that much better.
That's better. So yeah, I'll say that is that'll play when you actually present it to him. So are you ready to take this meal upstairs?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. Because I look at Corbin and I say, I think we should tie Toblin. Let's just
don't-
do it. We
I
do
don't
it
think
first.
we I can hear you.
I know. I'm not making it a secret to you. I don't want Spangle to get angry. Okay, but if she comes in and he's already tied up, it's like no harm, no foul.
I don't think
And
she's gonna
so
like that.
I
We already
take off
barged
my- I
in
take
on
off-
her room.
I'd like to consult my ranger friend Beatrice. What do you think?
Consult your ranger, like inner sides. What does your ranger persona say? Should we let someone? You know he was acting crazy. You want to wake up someone that's acting crazy? They're gonna be pissed. But if
They
they're
might be
tied
even
up,
more pissed off if they're tied up, though.
yeah, that's
I'd say
fine.
that's definite.
But they're tied
Yeah.
up.
You
Oh my
hear
God.
you hear Toblin, Toblen, um, ha-
Tolbarone.
Tolbarone has a huge like snore that comes from the chair that he is so you know sleeping in from his magical sleep, and it's just like this really loud buzzsaw kind of snore that goes on for way longer than you would expect like a normal snore to go on for, and then he kind of like catches his breath and goes back into his deep sleep. Doesn't seem to wake himself up from it.
Bangaluxi comes back in from the back door. Says, "Okay, I have prayed to the goddess, and the goddess said to me, maybe if it is a danger and you're not going to hurt him, then maybe it's a good idea to tie him up in case he is possessed with the demon.
Did
The goddess
the
doesn't always give me all the answers."
did the goddess say he was possessed or something was weird about him?
Oh, I wish it was that easy. I think if I was a paladin, I'd have the option to detect good and evil or something like that, and maybe then I'd be able to know if it was a demon.
How do you become a
But
paladin? What do we have to do? Do we have to send you to school?
Go to paladin school.
Do we have to send you? I have money. I will pay gold for you to learn. And will it take long?
maybe in the next life.
So
Yes,
so you guys begin tying him up.
Yeah, we're tying up.
tie him up.
All right.
We're all good. All right, let's tie him up.
Thank God. And I look at Corbin. I look
Can
at
we stealthily
Claire as
tie him up?
So
He's-
you can
he's-
stealthily
he's-
tie him up. I'd love to have you do a stealth check, and then
But I
would.
mean, he's a magic
But
sleep.
he's
Is this-
he's magically asleep. Unless we like hurt him, he's not gonna.
If
wake
he's
up.
possessed, maybe he's not
I'd-
as asleep as we.
I'd like a
think.
stealth check. As you.
All right, let's.
Magically
you-
Is this
He's
group
shaking and-
stealth or
Oh, you're the one
individual
that said
stealth?
something, so go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Yeah.
So you stealthily are indeed tying him up, and what happens is as you are mid-tie in your extremely stealthy and wise decision to do this stealthily, you hear the steps coming down from upstairs.
And I say, I'll take care of this.
What is this?
The steps coming down the stairs. I'll take care of it.
Should we
Stop
do?
trying to kill people.
What
Should
are,
we do?
I'm gonna walk out with
Stop
him.
murdering everybody. Let's.
Have I murdered? Who have I murdered?
You've
You-
tried.
You've tried. You
tried
wanted
many
to.
times to murder
You
So as-
wanted to.
as the tying up goes
Creating
on,
drama.
I'd like to know what Clovis is going to do if the steps that he hears
I
coming down
walk
the
out
stairs.
and I walk out very confidently.
Do-
And Kair comes with me, I guess. Because
Do a
I-
perception.
I've-
see who it is, though.
I certainly follow Clovis out because I'm curious.
and I look
Don't-
I look towards the steps as I walk out.
Did I hear somebody say something about perception?
Yeah, I think we should do perception and see who's coming.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
I think
Go
that's
ahead, Kair, you can do it.
It's Clovis or Kair.
Kair, go ahead and roll it.
Perception.
So you hear distinct footsteps of 5 people.
Probably the band.
So
And-
Maybe we shouldn't let him go out with them. They've
already
been wanting him.
So
No.
it's already done. I'll take the band. Don't worry.
All right, you're on your own with the 5 of them.
So as you confidently stroll out towards the front area, you are met with the steely gaze of Chaz, the dark elf, and he looks at you and says, "What happened to coming to our room for a mic check?"
I just say, listen, I had to make some dinner, and I didn't know how to make dinner, and now I'm doing the dinner, and then I'm also like trying to do other things, like run this tavern and do things that
Stop.
very stressful.
You did
You know
not
what?
need to make dinner. You made the proprietor of this establishment fall asleep magically. You did not need to prepare food. You lied to a reporter and told him that you were the owner and checked him into a room. You did not need to do anything besides come to my room and do your mic check. I
Walk up to
don't
him. I walk right up to the guy saying this. I poke him in the belly and I poke him and I realize that he's like a little firmer than I thought he was going to be. And I go, oh, I start squeezing him. I'm like, whoa, do you work out? And then I'm like, listen, first of all, I really can appreciate someone that takes care of themselves. Secondly, I am really freaked out that you know everything, and that's an invasion of privacy. So I'm going to be bringing this up to the DM later on. And I realize I'm talking out of character right now, but that's just what's going to happen. And I am ready for the mic check. Bring it on. Where's the mic?
You. And he says, I know it's unorthodox, but we're going to have to do it over there in the room where we're actually going to be performing now that you've taken so long.
That's where we would do a normal mic check. That's where I've always done a mic check.
Well,
That's
we
my
could have
stage.
done it with all of our voice equipment up in our rooms, but you guys just thought that we were doing something weird, and I don't understand. Also, as far as an invasion of privacy, I'm pretty sure that you, as far as this is concerned, are going to be putting your voice out there for everyone to hear. So I don't think that you really have any grounds to stand on.
Yes, but I listen. You listened to me poop, and
You didn't
that's
poop.
weird. Yeah, but you were going to. If I did, that's weird.
I wouldn't
Okay.
have listened.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't want to hear that.
I just start peeing.
That's not my deal.
Are you listening to me now?
I turn it off whenever weird stuff is happening.
Oh, that's good to know.
So he hustles over into the room where Corbin is stealthily tying up Toblin, and they set the mic on the stage, and he says, please just do your best. I'll do the levels and get everything good, and we're gonna work on lighting real quick. And I don't think it should wake up Toblin, depending on your performance. I can't tell you how you're gonna do.
So I go and do that, but I'm also like, are the bandmates still there?
Yep.
And I lean over to Kaya and I'm like, Kaya, while I'm doing this, try to get some information out of the bandmates. I know that Chaz is listening to this right now, but like maybe they are the only people in this town that are any good.
I can certainly try, but you're going to be
Right.
doing a mic check, and I don't think it's particularly quiet.
Is this going to be is this really noisy, this mic check? Is it going to be crazy loud?
I mean, he's gonna sing like a song, and they're gonna have to play it. So.
So maybe Court and I could get away with, or Beatrice and I could get away with interrogating Toblin while this sound check's happening.
I don't think you want to wake him.
No? Okay.
So
I mean, maybe.
So Clovis is up on the stage, and you're gonna give me a series of performance checks while you're going through things.
Okay.
So in the first minute of your song, go ahead and give me a performance check. You start off a little pitchy, bro. It's
A little pitchy.
A little bit.
It
Little pitchy.
it ain't good. So
And I look at the instrument. I'm like, this instrument is off. Where's the tuners? Tuners.
Chaz points out to you, you're singing into the mic.
Oh, this is I never used a mic before. I'm really just all. This is all. These are all fancy electronic and magical things you use to enhance people to make them sound techno. I'm more of Bob Dylan-ish.
So Brad
Kind of.
pipes up as you are defending your horrid performance, and he says, oh no, all of us musicians are different. Maybe he needs a crowd. Some people can't perform unless they're watching. And he kind of like gives like the and Chaz says fine. So Brad walks over with 1D, and he flips, does something to one of the various machines in there, and lights just start springing on, and there's like a fog that just covers the entire room, like a fog machine fog, but more magical. And there's just like lights, and there are people, like the illusion of people kind of springs up, and they flicker on into existence before they like come on full blast, and they look like they're solid forms there. And you, if everybody can give me a I don't know, wisdom saving throw.
Including the people that are still with Toblin.
Yeah, everybody in the room.
Okay.
So Kyer and Corbin being kind of like, oh, and we're waiting for one from Clovis too. Oh no, you did. Sorry,
Already got
I was
that,
waiting
yeah.
for Spangled, who's not here, but is here.
And Beatrice.
Yeah, there
I
we go.
got it.
All right, sweet. So, everyone besides Clovis is able to discern that these are indeed illusions. That it takes you a second, like, because they look so real. But as you look at them a little bit closer, you can tell, like, when you really focus in, there's like some anti-aliasing that happens when you focus in on their specifics for just a moment, and like the v-sync is just a little bit off on the
On your eyeballs?
Is it good FPS though?
the FPS is amazing. So this is
Good.
top-notch equipment. It's just maybe it's not calibrated, maybe it hasn't warmed up, maybe you're just you caught the fog just right, that it didn't quite trick your eyes. But from Clovis's standpoint, it looks,
I'm like, where the hell did these people come
these
from?
people showed up and you are confused.
And boom.
So the people are there, the fog is pumping, the lights are blare, like they're just going, it's a crazy laser show, there are magic missiles that are flying back and forth, it's insanity. So he says, no, I bet he gives us a better performance. Anybody can rock out with this kind of a setup. And Chaz says, I hope so.
Thanks, Brandon.
It's Brad, but
Thanks.
your heart was in
Bradley.
the right place.
Thanks, Bradley.
Nope, just Brad, but it's okay. They're
Thanks, with 2 D's or one?
just the one. It's that's how God made me. And so you clear your throat and you give us another performance check.
All right, I take a stance. I take like a nice power stance.
Yeah, and you hit
There
that
you go.
opening note, and you're back on. You feel like they're moving for you now, and you're feeling the groove. And then you continue going on, and are you guys going to be doing anything while he's continuing this mic check?
Team,
Well, you guys are tying up Tolbin, right?
have we completed that?
Yeah, you've
Is that-
completed tying him
okay.
up. You stealthily did it, even though Chaz seems to have blown the top off of that one, that you didn't need to be stealthy. So he is indeed tied and securely.
Smack him awake.
And
And
that's what you want to do.
Is
I
this-
mean,
is this-
It's,
will
it's-
this wake him up?
I'm not there.
Yeah,
so-
it-
Will
this-
the,
it-
Are
the
they getting
performance-
damaged?
Clovis cannot give you the direction of what to do because he's
yeah,
not
you guys,
there.
you can do it. You can do whatever you want.
You can go get him a pillow. You can get
Yeah,
him
you
some
can break
goat's
his
milk.
hair. Yeah, you could. Oh, you could waterboard him with goat's milk.
That's certainly an opportunity.
I think
Oh.
it's milk boarding.
milk boarding.
Yeah, that's a new thing. Let's
Goat
get that
boarding.
trending on Twitter, guys. Milk boarding. The fan art's gonna be great, I'm sure.
Milk steak. Make him a milk steak.
Mm,
Is it possible the noise will just wake him up? Because this
It
is going
is.
to be crazy.
Well, depending on how many ones Clovis rolls, yeah. So that was the first one is a double failure, and then he has another.
Oh, it
He
comes
has
in
one
threes.
more positive. So we're hoping that he continues to do good. So it says like if he takes damage, they wake up, right?
Yeah.
And we're letting him
Or-
sleep more than the 1
Or
minute.
someone uses an
Shake
action to
or
shake
slap.
Okay, so
But I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you that information.
yeah.
Do what you need to do, guys.
So
You know what to do.
you continue on with your singing, and you can see from the stage, Clovis, you see Chaz like kind of talking to the other band members, and the band members are like saying like, oh yeah, you see this kind of thing. They're like, and you discern that they're probably being like, hey, he's not that bad, he's doing pretty good, this sounds great, wow, let's make sure that he's not better than us. And
I had to look at you on the stream for a second because I couldn't.
and then Bradley kind of pipes up in there, and he's the band goofball, as you've discerned. He had a little prank that he played on somebody else in the band, and he says to the other band members, and they all like erupt in laughter, and they kind of like they nod their head in agreement, and Chaz kind of dismissively says fine, whatever, like he shoos them away, and they leave the stage, or the sound booth, where the sound table, whatever, where Chaz is set up. Give me another performance check.
I'd be happy to.
Nice.
And you, even with the distractions in the background, you seem to be able to keep your concentration, and all is well with your performance. It continues to be a solid performance. Is anybody that's not Clovis going to do anything with the information that you have currently? We won't hold too long.
Should
Not everybody all at once now.
Hire people. Find out information.
I
right,
figured
so
they're listening to you.
I
Like,
think-
I don't.
it seems like the focus is on them, so maybe we should try to interrogate Toblin.
Only if you so wish.
You want to wake him up?
And if you don't want to, that's fine too.
I need a decision. I need a consensus.
No, you don't.
Beatrice.
Just do it. Just do it. Corbin, follow your dwarven heart. What does your dwarven heart tell you to do?
I am curious about what's going on with Tolbin. I am more so than what you're doing, because I don't care about singing.
Alright.
I'm going to go into that room and gently wake up Tolbin.
You
All
guys,
right, we're
it's
giving
all
them some slaps.
It's all the same room. You guys are in the same room as them.
I thought he went around back with the goat smoke. But okay, yeah. Then I am going to. I'll wake up Tolbin.
Okay.
Gently.
A gentle wake up, or are you slapping him?
I am going to gently wake him.
Okay, what does that
by
look like?
hard slapping.
Hard
No,
Gently-
no, I'm gonna. I guess I'll move his knees around, make him think he's walking.
Oh,
I mean, he's tied up.
That's
What
how
am I
you wake
supposed to-
people up? You move their knees around?
I don't know. He's tied up in
Freak.
his chair.
how else do you wake someone up? I think that's the
I
only
don't think
logical
I
way.
can really move him around a whole lot. You tied him up.
There are other options.
I'm not gonna.
you could
talk
dip
to
his
him.
finger in
pinch
water.
pinch his nose and cover his mouth.
I'd much rather have
Finger
my
in his ear.
knees moved than
Okay, so-
those things.
So you gently wake him by making him feel like he's walking, and he slowly comes to. He opens his eyes, and he looks to, like, he goes to scratch his nose, and his arm is stuck, and he looks down, and he's like, oh, what have you, what has happened? Why am I, what, last thing I remember, you were helping me, and what's going on? What's happening? And he's freaking out.
As anybody should if they woke up tied.
Yeah.
There.
And he starts yelling, gingerbread, and he's like freaking out, and like looking around as best as he can, and he keeps looking at the exit for the Stonehill Inn.
Is that his safe word?
It sounds like it.
And
Or is he casting?
do you want to do anything, or did you just want to wake him up and freak him out?
We
Yeah.
need to start asking. So, all right. So I ask him, Toblin, what's going on with this town and you? What's happening here?
You've tied me up. What? I don't know. What are you doing with this town and me in here? What is going on?
We thought you were possessed.
Because I needed some help. I don't understand. What do you? I thought we were friends.
We are. What's up with the goat's milk?
What do you mean? What's up with the goat's milk?
We found a large supply of store-bought goat's milk in the kitchen.
Yes, and I have an establishment. I need to provide people with the delicious goodness of the greatest of all time, goat's milk. That's what bodies crave. And he's very disoriented, very confused about why he's tied up. Will you be untying me, or what is? Are you going to kill me? What? I don't know what I've done wrong to you. I've only ever been kind.
I'm going to hit him with a Fey Presence, which does that. I think my spell save DC is
What is
13.
Tell me what it does.
So, starting at first, well, I figured you could read it.
I can read it, but I want to hear it from Kair.
Well, okay. Starting at first level, your patron shows you the ability to project the beguiling and fearsome presence of your Fae. As an action, you can cause each creature in a 10-foot cube originating from you to make a Wisdom saving throw against your Relic spell save. I intend to charm him, and then I want to try to calm him down. If it works, if it doesn't work, it really just kind of wasted it. But it's a charm.
He failed his save throw. So what does it look like when you use Fey Presence on him?
I never thought about it. It doesn't even say if it has like anything that I actually have to do. Make it up. You know what? I popped some real quick wings just for a second. They floof out about 10 feet away from me. In both directions. They floof. What do your wings do? They flutter? No, mine floof.
Fluff.
Floof is the right word. No, it's good. We're good.
They floof out in two directions away from me, and they come forward towards whatever target I'm using it on.
Okay, so he's appropriately floofed, and and is charmed under your Fey Presence.
Okay. I guess I will try to persuade him that we are indeed not trying to cause him any harm. We're actually a little worried about him because of the way he was acting.
Sure.
I don't know if you want me to roll a persuasion.
No, you're charmed. I mean, you have him charmed. I think at this point he's you can tell him pretty much anything you want. So in a 10-foot cube originating from you,
it would hit others.
I'm gonna say that is gonna be hitting at absolute least potentially the other two that are with you. Yeah, so Corbin and Beatrice.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me wisdom saving throws, guys. Your save versus 14. That saves. You're good. You are not floofed. Beatrice, you've been floofed.
Courtney, you've been floofed.
So it seems as though you can do whatever you wish with Beatrice. Not in a weird way.
No, that's strange. Well, she's charmed. So I don't need. I didn't intend to charm her. I was really just trying to calm down Tobin, and I assume he is in fact calmed now.
Yeah.
Well, so Beatrice Beatrice would probably be very calm.
Yeah, I think it's just the same kind of thing.
A wide route. Yeah.
But yeah, charmed and being calmed. So that's always a good thing.
Will he be honest? Is charmed and will he be honest?
No, he's charmed. Charm's like talking to a good friend. They don't really have to be honest. But it's like talking to someone that trusts you, but that doesn't mean they're going to be honest about everything.
Spangle,
from what I read.
Spangle, you are. I guess yeah. You know what, Spangle, give me that same throw because you guys were all kind of crowded around.
Yeah, you're nearby. Do a wisdom save.
All right. So I just got back. So you guys
actually you have to give me 2 wisdom saves. You have the first one is to see
on the
music. Yeah. Or the illusion.
Okay.
It's an illusion, Michael.
Pretty much like
a trick is something a whore does for money.
Tolden woke up in a rage. Is that what I'm gathering here?
Well, just give me a wisdom save throw.
Okay, all right.
And then after that, give me another one. So okay, so for your first one, yeah, you're not floofed, so that's a good thing. For your first one, you do see all of these beautiful people surrounding you, vibing out hard on Clovis's performance. They are loving what he is putting down. They are picking it up and they are eating it. So they are loving everything he's doing and they're jamming out. And you see like
It's a performance already.
there is a
Like-
full blown there's a concert going that you must have fallen asleep. You don't know how this happened, but there is a full blown concert happening, and Clovis is the star. So that's what you walk into. As far as your second wisdom save, you see out of the corner, you are able to discern the fey presence that Kair cast on Toblin, and he floofed him, and you were able to resist the floofing. So you have not been
It's
floofed.
tough to resist the floof.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist the floof.
Well,
She never
I
can.
try to remain in an
It's tough.
unfruit state whenever I can.
yeah. No, it's
Um,
good. It's smart.
Coming to this realization, Spangle shakes her head and pulls her wand of pyrotechnics out and is going to cantrip light out to make sure that Clovis is as well lit as could possibly be, if not already. And at the appropriate times in his songs, will fire off as many different charges of pyrotechnics as is fitting to his musical number.
Sure. So you, excuse me. You have you also noticed that what you guys were in the middle of doing was interrogating Toblin, and you are speaking with him, and he woke up kind of in a very kind of a fit of not knowing what was going on and where he was and why his friends would do this thing to him, and then he started shouting words of kind of gibberish and nonsense. So yeah.
All right, so we're still we're interrogating him. So my question, so now he's charmed. So I want to ask Toblin why most of the rooms are bare and empty.
He says, "Oh, you, what are you talking about? Most of the room, there's a few rooms that have nothing in them, but it's not most of the rooms. There's a few that aren't furnished, and we use them for storing things from time to time."
So you're not sold out.
We can't use those rooms to have anybody sleep in. They're empty. There wouldn't be much of a room to sleep in. All the rooms with furnishing they're all booked up. What is going on? I feel so floofed.
Floofed.
So, I'll say you guys get maybe 2 more questions to ask him, and I want to get another performance check from Clovis. We're hoping for over 12s. That's not over 12. So you hit a bad note, and it kind of like catches you see everybody kind of wince, like it's just not there kind of thing, and Toblin even kind of like in his charmed state like is able to be like, oh, that was not so good.
I need to actually, I'm sorry. This was something I prepared specifically for this event, but because Ryan was out of the...
Well, no. Don't worry. Anything that you've prepared for this specific event is probably not happening yet, because if you give me... Well, I'll say that your wisdom saving throw has finished at this point, and you realize that these are not people. These are some projections. They are illusory projections that have been done because there was a mic check going on, and this is indeed just still the mic check. but you failed the wisdom saving throw and thought these are real people and it's a huge concert. Oh my god, that's crazy! And you got kind of drawn into it for a moment. So you're okay. You don't have to blow whatever awesome thing you were gonna do. So you're all right. You have so everybody kind of like gets pinged by this bad note that Clovis drops, but you still seem to have Tolblin for one more question. So make it a
Bless
good
you.
one.
Spangle, Kair, Beatrice.
That's you. I don't know.
Tolbin, you're gonna make this the best in you possibly can. Isn't that right?
That's the last question.
That's a softie.
That was a statement.
Absolutely. I'm doing everything I could. Oh, that's why I wanted you guys' help. And if you're going to untie me, I'd love it if you would just help me out with the issue that I was having. It would be very nice, and what a good friend would do. There's something that's stuck in the fireplace that I just needed help. I can't reach it, and the band was, well, Chaz was complaining about it, and I just need it done, or else he said that they would take their business elsewhere.
All right, he seems legit to me. I'm gonna cut his ropes off.
Okay. So he's still kind of dazed
decisive.
and floofed, and he kind of like staggers over in like a drunken stupor, kind of doesn't have his legs together, over towards the fireplace, and like lays down, and he says, "They said there's something up there and I couldn't reach it. Will you please take care of it?" And he just kind of like his eyes kind of flutter closed, and he's like, "I'm just so tired," and he's just like fighting to stay awake or conscious, and yeah, so he's kind of like laying there, half awake, half asleep.
I
So
suppose I'll
sitting
go
in the
over to the
fireplace?
Yeah,
fireplace. I'm one of the
tall
taller
boy.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll take a gander inside.
Do you have Mage Hand?
I do, but I mean I'd probably want to see it before I just randomly mage hand up a shoot.
Yeah,
That's
so
kind of the clever thing to do.
just do it,
When I
Nike.
just see something, I just grab it.
So-
I'm small, so I'll like look up in and see if I can see anything before he goes with my
That-
perception check.
Yeah,
That's fair.
you see like something that reflects back a little bit of light that you being next to the fireplace kind of shot up, and it looks like there's something that's like, you know, like 7-8 feet up above in the fireplace, that is reflecting back some light.
How tall are you, Kair?
I'm human height, so I can reach 7 feet if I
Okay.
like. So I guess I'll reach up and grab it, see if I can pull it down.
Well, it gets very thin because it's like a, you know, a fireplace. It's not that width all the way up. It kind of goes, and you're unable to quite reach it with your hands.
Okay, then I will
Mage hand.
mage hand it, since it's like I might have something else. Oh no, I threw my spear. I can't poke it. Yeah, then I guess I'll use my mage hand to try to grab hold of it and pull it or jostle it loose.
Yeah, so your mage hand goes up and snatches this thing out from just out of human reach, and brings it back down safely. You hear it kind of like scuff up against the walls of the chimney, and it comes down, and it is a intact, glowing, or not glowing, a crystal ball. But it is fully intact, and it's just there, up in the chimney, or in the fireplace.
Does it look similar to the glass that Court picked up, or Beatrice picked up from the lighthouse?
Yeah, so if you were to compare them, you would say that they're both spherical in nature. But one of them seemed to, the broken one seemed to be like super high quality, like it was like real thick, and it seemed really like like industrial or like professional grade. And this one looks like a commercial. I mean, not commercial grade. It's like a for an enthusiast, maybe a home enthusiast. So you think, okay, well, this is not one that somebody spent tons of money on, but it's somebody that, you know, it probably does a good job of crystal balling.
Can I do an Arcana check to determine what crystal balling is?
Sure, yeah, give me an Arcana check. You know that in addition to divining the future, as these are often used for, they're also there to there's been advancements in magic that have allowed for communication or the capturing of events on some of these newer crystal balls. So like kind of like a video camera.
Gotcha.
Scribe.
I
Scribe.
guess I could always walk it over to Chaz. He might have an idea, but yeah, I guess I'll walk it over to Chaz because I feel like he can hear everything, so he might have an idea of any incoming or outgoing magic that could
Did
be coming.
did Tolbin said that Chaz wanted us
Chaz
to
wanted
that
it.
out.
to get it out?
He said there was just something in the fireplace that needed to be gone. He didn't. I don't think he specified.
And this was up the chimney though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew there was something up there that shouldn't have been there, I guess.
So you're taking it
But
to
yeah.
Chaz?
I mean, unless someone sees me walking with it and has a better idea as I'm walking it over to Chaz.
I
assume
want
have
to know
walk
how
across
he
the room.
knew about it.
Well, that's why I was taking it to him.
Yeah, no. I
But
agree
yeah.
with
So if no one stopped me, then yes, I'm going over to Chaz at the crystal ball, and I guess I'll ask him how he knew about it.
So I want in that as you're passing by, you
Not
you
trip over Tolman.
no, the scene in the room changes drastically in what seems like the blink of an eye. Everything goes from happy and beautiful, wonderful, happy concert goers to what's if everybody can give me a wisdom saving throw. I'm missing one. All right, so Corbin and Clovis, no, Corbin and Kair, your vision and sense of smell, sight, sound, everything is assaulted by what you believe to be demons and hellfire, and like Avernus is erupting into the Stonehill Inn. And there are skeletons whose bony claws are
a metal
grasping, and everything. The walls begin to melt blood, and it's super metal, like it's straight out of like Dante's Inferno. And the people that were jamming at this session turn into people whose flesh is just plothing off their bodies, and they're chained to the ground instead of swaying to the sweet moves and sound of Clovis. They're screaming and crying for help. And you believe it all to be real. Those that had better wisdom saving throws realize that this is indeed a just another trick of the magic show that's happening. But Clovis, even though you are well aware that this is indeed not real, I want you to make a performance check with disadvantage, just because it's a jarring scene. And it's still good enough.
You keep on keeping on.
You hear the 4 band members from the back cheer a resounding like hip hip hooray, and they come bounding back in like little bunnies, so excited, and they do like a ring around the rosy at Chaz, like pointing at him and be like, "We told you so. We knew that he could do it. You didn't have faith. He's the real deal. He is so good." And Chaz is just like hand in his forehead, like, "Oh my God, I need a new job." And you finish out your song with to the metalist crowd of all time. Like they turned up this machine to 11 on the demon scale. Kair, you make your way very reluctantly through this crowd of
Full of death.
death and destruction, and you're tightly grasping the crystal ball, and you make your way over to Chaz, who you see being you know, jibed by his band members, and in that moment you kind of shake it off, and that's not a shake it off shake it off. And you realize that you're not in hell, and you can go talk to Chaz at this point. What would you like to say to him?
I would ask him if he knew how he knew about this thing. How did you know that this was here?
Oh, every time that we do a show, I always make sure to do a check for any bootleggers. They're just such a problem, and the secondary market for our shows is just, it's off the chain. They make a lot of money if they get past all of my defenses, but we just can't have that. Not for a show that, you know, is going to make this kind of money. Like and it's always someone, like there's always one bad apple. So he takes the ball. He says, "Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. I thought Tolbin was going to take care of this for me, but it's done." So he takes it and he pockets it. And he's very thankful for your assistance.
Okay.
Hmm.
You know, I'll ask him why they picked this town. Well, why did they come to Newfoundland, knowing that it's not the most populated of areas?
He says, "Oh, you know, honestly, it's the beauty of all this is it doesn't matter where we play. We can put on the best show in the world because we've got the technology to do it. Any seats that don't sell out are generated by this wonderful illusory magic, and we're able to turn it right around and sell this show to whoever. It's going to be great exposure for us, and we're really, you know, it's really all about that, getting your name out there, and this was just an opportunity. I mean, we don't need this opportunity, but we've heard that this is, you know, it's a popular thing to do. Pick a small town and kind of grace it with your presence if you're a big band."
Is that reporter
Hermione.
Hermione? Is he in the room?
No,
Hermione.
he's up in his room.
He didn't come down.
No.
Okay. All right.
Or you haven't noticed him if he was.
I pointedly look for him. Do I see him?
No, you don't see him in the room. It's not a huge room unless he's doing some kind of
Sneaky.
illusion to not be seen. You don't see him.
Okay.
So Chaz seems happy with the mic check. He calls Clovis over, and the band is all kind of like, you know, they're standing there very proud, puffed out chests and arms crossed, like waiting for something to come from Chaz's mouth that sounds like an apology to them or something. And he says, "Well, you weren't that bad, whatever." They're like, "Oh, that's how good he was." Like that and they, you know, he kind of just sulks away. And Brad stays behind. He says, "You know, that's quite a compliment. He won't normally say something like that. It takes him a lot for him to admit that he was wrong, and that's as close as we get to him saying he was wrong." So
I like touch him on the side, and that was a funny trick, Brandon. That was funny.
and Brandon just kind of like he shrugs and he's like, he's the goofball. So it's just his jam. Bradley, not Brandon.
I know. I'm just, thanks, Brad, with 2D. That was funny. That was good.
Brad with 2D says, "Nope, not me. That was Bradley still."
I'm sorry. And I turn and I say, "Thanks, Brad. I really appreciate it."
Oh no, that was that's a patented Bradley joke. That's not on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brandon. I apologize.
I think that he also had a voice from the UK. That's okay. That was actually Bradley's joke, not mine.
That's what I just said. Thank you. So that was funny. It was a good one. I appreciate it. I like jokes. They're funny.
Oh, are you having a laugh?
No, I was scared. That was crazy. There were people dying and death and blood, and I thought the music was causing it, but I'm like, the music is not that bad, but and I know people don't like it all the time. So.
Yeah, they laugh and they just kind of like shrug it off, like this guy gets it. He's a musician. He's a real bard. So they say, well, we can't wait to have a show with you later. It's gonna be a good one. All eyes on you. And they kind of leave to go to their room, and they're joking and laughing on their way back up to their room.
And I walk over to the group. I'm like, okay, what did you find out with Toblin? And why is he not tied up?
He's just tired.
He's legit. He's just a little sleepy.
He's legit.
A little
Yeah.
overexhausted.
You believe the goat milk story. So what did he say about the goat milk that he's been serving? That he said we came here, he said, "This is the goat milk from my goats."
He said he buys it because he has a lot of people. You want to ask him about it? Go ahead.
False advertising.
Yeah, he misleads about his business.
Okay, so what about the rooms upstairs?
Storage.
Storage.
They were storage. What was he storing in there, Beatrice? Because I remember the rooms being empty.
I think there's a poop in one.
There is poop in one. Like
That's why it's empty.
This story is full of poop.
Go ask him. He seems all right. He's just not a great business owner.
He's asleep-ish.
All right. Okay. I just kind of step over a little bit away from the group, and I'm just like, well, when the sky falls on you, I'll be over here, guys.
Having the sky fall on you too.
Clovis, you worry too much.
That's what's kept me alive. I am short.
Yes, you are.
And that's why I'm just pointing that out.
These two rangers kept you alive.
Oh, really? I think you're the one.
Okay, fair enough. Sometimes.
Yeah, they were shooting.
We tried.
They were really good at shooting those sharks. Yeah, the only one that kept me alive was you that jumped in and threw your body into the mouth of the shark. That was basically what happened.
I threw a really good I shot a potion to save Spangle. Okay, give me some credit there.
Okay.
That was a good potion.
How did you save me with that potion? I'm just curious.
You weren't drowning. You're fine.
Yes. So you have done nothing. And the stew in the back is going to be spoiled by the time. Let's bring it up to this guy.
It wasn't that good anyways. So
I'm pretty sure it's more like bone dust than stew.
So you
more poo than stew.
You grab your poo stew bone dust, and you have it is plated and as nicely as it can be. And we're relying on your wonderful performance in your presentation when you actually literally present it to him, not the presentation on the plate. So are you taking it up to his room?
Yeah, let's sure we'll take it to his room. You guys coming, or do you want to stay down here? Or
is it weird if we all deliver him food as a group?
I feel like that's strange.
Well, you could also check the other rooms and see if there's other guests in them.
Well, Tolvin's asleep, right? Ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's
We
asleep.
can always grab another key or two and check those rooms because they would be unoccupied if there's keys.
Get the
sitting around,
master
right?
key.
I was gonna say you might have a
I don't
skeleton key.
I
Does-
don't want to grab a master key and go into someone's room that might actually be staying in there. But we
I
could grab an empty, a vacant.
And they
key.
might have been booked ahead of time, like Hermione's room was. Maybe like his some other companies had booked them ahead of time for for the band or for the roadies or for like other people that aren't here yet, kind of thing.
Sure, but if we check rooms and there's literally nothing in them, that's different than just an unbooked room, an unfilled room that's booked. So we can check one or two more rooms. I'm fine with that.
All right, let's go.
Let's do this.
So you take the food upstairs, Clovis, and you know the room that you assigned to him. So you go to that room, in the wing that you decided.
yeah.
And
I think it was the B wing, which is the complex one.
oof, man, I wouldn't want to stay there. So you're in the B wing, and you knock on the door. Or sorry, do you knock on the door?
Reporter from Floating Stones.
Order for
Reporter-
mango. The you hear him call from the back of the room. Oh, just a moment. I'll be there with you in 2 shakes. And he you hear him kind of like jostling some papers around and closing some containers, and then he walks his way over to the door and unlocks it, and opens the door. Oh, Master Trollblin, it is nice to see you. Thank you for bringing me my meal.
Good to see you too.
And he holds out
Reporter.
a gold piece, and says, "For your troubles."
I thank you so much.
And he holds out his hands after you've taken the gold piece, for the tray of food, and looks down at it, then questions why he gave you the gold first. So he takes the
I said, "Well,
tray.
let us know if you need anything else. Like a digestive aid or something."
Certainly. This
Our typical cook was not in today, and we had a special cook make something special.
It's
all
a
right.
local favorite. Bye.
See you later.
Organic.
See you later.
well,
See you later.
I shall see you later, and I will enjoy this. What do you call this dish?
I'm already walking away.
Ah, a busy man. I can respect that. And he closes the door, and you hear like the spoon hit the bottom of the bowl, and you hear like what sounds like a faint retching sound after he tries to take the first bite.
Poor guy.
So he eats it. He's very thankful for the meal? Question mark?
Question mark.
The others, you guys were gonna be going elsewhere in other rooms?
Yeah, we're checking a few random rooms.
Okay.
I'm hoping the keys were labeled. So whichever, if there were indeed labels on the key, I can't read them. So I'll hand a key to Beatrice and a key to Corbin. Be like, sorry guys. Here.
Sure. So we'll say they're labeled, because that seems reasonable. So each
You
of
have to help.
I can check out some rooms too.
Cool. I hand Spangle a key too.
All right, so
I'll go check out the A wing.
we're in the B wing right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, this one says, I don't know, B7. So I go to B7, knock on the door.
No answer.
All right, I'm going to put the key in and open it up.
Inside the door unlocks, and you are able to open the door. You look inside, and you see nothing in this room.
Define nothing.
It's
Totally bare. Totally
Nothing's
bare. Okay, no
four
Probably see a
walls.
room. Yeah.
4 walls and maybe carpet.
All right.
Nothing, not even carpet.
All right, so I
Oh.
close the door, lock it, yell, this one's empty, and someone else check.
I'm gonna check B4.
Oh.
It's filled with a whole entire group. No,
Oh god.
you same thing. You open the door, no problems. The lock works the way that a key and lock should work. And you open it and you look inside, and you see nothing.
Nada. In my room.
Spangle.
Nothing.
Go checking around the rooms in the A wing.
Sure. So you're in the A wing, and you open up the room that you have a key to, and you do open it up, and there seems to be a fully furnished room, and that it looks like maybe there were people that were unpacked in there at some point recently. Like there's nobody in there now, but it is indeed being used for some amount of people.
I whisper, "Sorry." Close the door, lock it again,
Sure.
and
Okay.
I'll report back. I think people are using the A wing. Maybe just the B wing isn't really, worth renting out. Remember, he didn't have beds for us. He just had the horse blankets.
I really just wanted to check the room that said B4 because the band is B4.
Sure. I understand.
Okay. So we checked. Two out of 3 rooms were empty. I guess we could. Has Clovis gone back downstairs, or is he still with us?
I'm just with you guys.
Okay. Do you guys want to go back downstairs and maybe check on Tolben? Or maybe just start yelling gingerbread in random spots? I'm fine with that. Either or.
Gingerbread.
Actually,
That's what he was yelling.
I know, but
What's gingerbread?
Tolben started yelling gingerbread when we first woke him during a performance. Don't quite know why. But he was staring at the way out, and he just kept saying it over and over and over before we calmed him down magically. So I don't quite know. I suppose we probably should have had someone wait downstairs to keep an eye on him. But I vote we
he's
go downstairs. He might be.
And
I
only one room was filled.
yeah.
That's
But-
still. He said it was fully booked.
for a
Well-
hotel that doesn't normally get a lot of guests, you might not have the money to furnish all of the rooms.
Well,
Fully booked.
He's
And
got a
wings
lot of
not as
wings,
nice.
and we looked all the way up to B7 in just one of the wings. So there could be a lot of rooms that are just empty for storage. We don't know. But yeah, I vote we go back downstairs.
Okay.
I follow Kyer downstairs.
So you guys go back downstairs, and you see Tolblin is still not
That's
magically
sleepish.
sleeping, but he just resting next to the fireplace. He hears your footsteps coming down and stairs, kind of raises his head up and kind of like glances in your direction, gives you a wave, and then lays his head back down. And you can hear him kind of muttering like, "Well, wake me up if anybody checks in." And he just kind of dozes off.
You're gonna make me yawn doing that.
If he is awake-ish, I will mention to him that a reporter checked in, a guy named Hermione from the Floating Stones. So he at least is aware that there is another body here.
He says,
But don't worry, we took care of him for you.
"Thank you. I really appreciate it." He's just very happily sleeping next to the fireplace.
All right.
So it is 10:30. I think this is a good place to call, and we actually went to the time that we normally stop at, as opposed to 10 o'clock last week. Sorry about that. I started playing a new game, and we stop at a different time than this one, and I kind of got them confused. Plus, we had taken the week off, and I just messed it up. So, no excuses except for that excuse.
Except for
Yeah, except for that one. So we'll call it for the night, and I think that you found some stuff out that is maybe will come together, and pieces of a puzzle may be found. There's a puzzle to place, but regardless, there is a performance that is fast approaching, and we're gonna have to make sure that Clovis is able to perform, because that's coming up next time on The Real Households of New Vandalin. That's the Twilight Zone, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
totally.
sounded like it.
100%.
Or X Files, one of those.
Oh, X-Files. That one's da-da-da-da. Oh no, that X.
That is right.
You were
Got
close.
it.
Do, do, do.
All right, guys, thank you so much for playing. Thanks for being on time. Thanks for sticking with me throughout all these technical issues. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna try again next week to make sure that it goes off without a hitch. But the best laid plans.
Best laid plans, man.
So, Matt, that sounds like exciting news that I don't think you shared at the beginning of story time. You're in a new game.
Yeah. Oh, I'm playing a game with Kurt's brother that he is DMing. So
Okay, cool. So you get to be a player.
I get to
Ooh.
actually be a player. Yay.
Oh, wait, what are you playing?
I am playing a Death Domain cleric and or
Oh,
a
that's
great.
a-
Sorry,
oh,
not Death Domain,
okay.
a Grave Domain. Sorry. So they are very like appreciative of the natural passing of peoples, and he's doing a very like diplomacy focused campaign.
Okay.
And we're doing it on Roll20. And I'm watching him go through trying to get the dynamic lighting set up and realizing that it's going to be a while before I try to tackle that because it's so in depth. There's so many little things that you have to.
Yeah, layers get messed up, I guess, all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that happens with this one too. But when there's only 3 layers, it's easier. When you add that extra layer in for the dynamic lighting layer, there's like a whole nother layer to get screwed up. So I think that it's still in like it just released from beta to a closed beta to an open beta, and it's phasing out the existing system. So I think I'll keep with the current system until I need to not. But it's really cool. There's a lot of things that you can do with it that are very awesome, and I'm looking forward to playing around with it more. But it's a really cool campaign. I'm playing with Kurt. I'm playing with his son. I'm playing with his brother and some of Ben's friends. And it's been a really fun experience to get to jump into it. Start off in a mid-tier campaign. So he let me roll a level 6 or 7 character. I don't remember. And it's been really cool. So I did the Anthony thing and wrote like 19 pages of backstory and have used literally 0 of it.
But you probably talk, yeah.
I mean, I talk, but I haven't.
He does talk.
So it is a little different than the Anthony.
Actually, the campaign had gone up and down so long, and because we started at level 2 of characters, and now we're at level 7, or I think it's 7.
I think so.
Anyway, yeah, 7, and people, like, when we started playing in August, or yeah, I guess it was probably like over the summer. People were into their characters, and we've had people come in and they've died and they just haven't come back as actually players haven't come back. That's fine, I'm done. Someone played their character so much that they sailed off on a ship. That's what they do.
And they're gone.
They just go there, they drop the campaign. But and so people have and then this one character kind of pushed the campaign outside the sandbox. And so people kind of lost interest, the ones that are there, and then that character died and he's gone, and so people had stopped talking in their accents. People had stopped talking, but then Jay comes in, and it's like the game's like boom, it's back. Everyone's like super into it and super excited again.
It's been fun
because so Jay talks, it's pretty funny.
So yeah, I'm doing a dwarf voice, and that's fun, and Ben is doing a great job with voices and keeping track of the many layers of his campaign and his world. But it's been a lot of fun, and we play on Tuesday.
Is Ben the brother or the son?
Ben is the
Ben's
brother.
my brother. Yeah.
Okay.
My son plays because my brother they're all younger, so my brother is I guess he's 30.
Oh wow.
Like 30.
Oh, our age.
Yeah, he's
younger than us, actually.
We said 30 or 31.
Yeah, it's 30 or 31. I can't remember.
Ah, jeez.
I think he just turned 30, to be honest. So, and then my son plays because that's his uncle, and so Ben's like, yeah, you can play because
why not?
And I take credit for getting them all into D&D. So
Yeah.
that's
Jay got us into D&D a long time ago.
Neat.
The family that plays together stays together, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
something like that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how that all fleshes out. Kurt's character left me for dead, and didn't.
Okay, that's not true. I sent in one of the coordinates.
Party of 6 people, and he sent one person in after me, and then a
No,
second
you-
decided to go in after that person.
Yeah, well,
And then Kurt was like, you know what? We don't want to compromise the mission. We shouldn't go save them.
Okay.
That's our mission is not to go save the crazy dwarf.
Don't split the party. You know that, like, I almost feel like your Red Heart training didn't pay off.
I'm just playing with you.
I know. I'm just joking too.
I'm really upset about it, and it hurts me.
It does hurt.
I've
You
lost.
and that Drow are gonna be the death of me. I can tell it already.
Well, that's my plan. That's how I'm gonna get your station in life. So
You're back to my station.
all right, so I'm gonna put up the BRB screen. We'll run a quick 3-minute ad or 5-minute or whatever. I'll get more tea and water, and then we'll play some Overwatch. Get some dubs in there, huh?
See you guys.
Dub later,
See
Kurt.
ya.
Thank you for
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, it's fun hanging out.
Sorry, I had
Ah.
to duck out a couple of times, you guys.
Oh,
good. You
a
got stuff
okay,
to do.
not a
Yeah,
problem.
no worries.
All right.
Schooling so fun. See you guys next week.
Womp, 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 womp. All right, let me get this started here, and then I'll
Dirted.
started. All right, BRB screen.